New Google Firebase update is insane. Firebase just dropped something huge. Your AI can now build full apps with zero hallucinations and way fewer tokens. It's called Agent Skills, and honestly, once you see what it does, you're going to wonder how you ever built without it. Stick around because I'm going to break down exactly what it is, how it works, and how you can start using it today to build faster and smarter than ever before. All right, let's get into it. Firebase just dropped a massive update on February 16th, 2026, and it's called Agent Skills. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another tool update, another thing to learn. But hear me out because this one is different. This isn't just a small tweak or a UI refresh. This fundamentally changes how AI agents work with Firebase. And if you're building anything, apps, platforms, client tools, automations, this matters a lot. We're talking about your AI writing correct, secure, production-ready Firebase code on the first try. No more broken configs, no more hallucinated functions, no more burning through thousands of tokens just to get a basic feature working. That era is over. Agent Skills is here, and it's a big deal.
Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below.
To understand why Agent Skills is such a big deal, you first need to understand the problem it's solving, because this problem has been quietly killing productivity for anyone building with AI and Firebase. Here's what used to happen. You'd sit down and ask your AI, whether that's Gemini, Claude, Cursor, whatever, to help you build something on Firebase. Maybe it's a login system. Maybe it's a Firestore database. Maybe it's deploying your app. So you'd paste in a load of Firebase documentation, huge chunks of it. We're talking 10,000 tokens, sometimes more. And the AI would read through all of that, process it, and then spit out code that was okay at best. Sometimes it was outdated because Firebase had changed something. Sometimes it hallucinated a function name that doesn't even exist. Sometimes the security rules were completely wrong and would have left your app wide open. So then you'd have to fix it, add more context, paste more docs, run it again, back and forth, over and over. It was slow, it was expensive, it was genuinely painful. And here's the thing, this wasn't a small inconvenience. If you're running an agency, building a SaaS, managing client projects, or scaling a platform, this kind of inefficiency adds up fast. Time wasted, money wasted, and worst of all, broken code shipped to production because you trusted the AI and it got it wrong. That's the exact problem Agent Skills is designed to kill. So what actually are Agent Skills? Let me explain this in the simplest way possible. Agent Skills are modular packages of instructions built specifically for AI agents. Think of them like specialist brain upgrades for your AI. Each skill covers one specific area of Firebase really deeply. All the best practices, all the correct patterns, all the security rules baked right in. Your AI loads the skill and suddenly it knows exactly how that part of Firebase works. Not a rough approximation, not outdated docs, the real thing, up to date with everything it needs to get it right.
They work with all the major AI tools, Gemini, CLI, Cursor, Claude Code, and over 30 others. So whatever your setup is, this probably works for you already. Now here's where it gets really clever. The magic behind Agent Skills is something called progressive disclosure. And this is the part that makes it genuinely different from just dumping docs into your AI. Okay, quick pause here. If you're watching this and thinking, oh, I want to be using tools like this to actually build and grow my business with AI, then you need to be inside the AI Profit Boardroom. This is where we break down the latest AI tools, automations, and systems that serious builders are using right now. We're not just talking theory, we're actually implementing this stuff, testing it, and sharing what works. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and use AI to work smarter, the link is in the description. Go check it out. Now let's keep going. Here's how it works. When you prompt your AI to do something Firebase related, the agent doesn't immediately load a massive wall of documentation. Instead, it first scans a tiny, lightweight metadata file. Just a few hundred tokens. It uses that to figure out what's actually needed for your specific task. Then, and only then, does it load the detailed instructions for that particular skill. Nothing more. So if you're setting up authentication, it loads the auth skill. Just that. If you're working on your Firestore database, it loads the Firestore skill. Just that. It's surgical, it's efficient, and it means you're using a fraction of the tokens compared to the old way of working. Think about that for a second. Instead of burning 10,000 plus tokens every single time you ask a Firebase question, you might be using 500. That's not just a small saving. At scale, that's a completely different cost structure. And the code that comes out the other end is better too, because the AI isn't wading through irrelevant information trying to figure out what applies. It gets exactly what it needs, nothing else, and it delivers.
Let me walk you through the specific skills that are available right now. Firebase Basics is your starting point. It covers project setup, getting your app initialized and connected, all the foundational stuff you need before you build anything else. Firebase Auth Basics is the one for user authentication and sign-in flows, security rules, making sure only the right people can access the right things. This one is huge because Auth is one of the areas where AI used to get things wrong the most. Firestore Basics covers your database, reading, writing, querying data, and crucially, setting up proper access rules so your data is secure from day one. Hosting covers deploying your app live, static sites, single-page apps, all of it handled cleanly. And then there's Firebase AI Logic, which is the Gemini integration skill built for when you want to add AI-powered features directly inside your Firebase app. 5 skills covering all the core areas. More are coming as the ecosystem grows, and the whole thing is open source on GitHub, so you can even customize the skills or build your own if you want to go deep. Getting started is genuinely simple. Open your terminal in your project folder and run npx skills add Firebase agent skills. It'll ask you which skills you want to add. You pick the ones relevant to what you're building, done. That's the whole install process. Once the skills are installed, your AI agent activates them automatically based on your prompts. You don't have to do anything special. You just ask your agent to do something Firebase related, and it figures out which skill to use and loads it up in the background. There's also a manual option. If you want to specifically invoke a skill, you can search for it using the / command inside your tool. But most of the time, you won't even need to do that. It just works. It's compatible with over 30 AI tools already: Gemini CLI, Cursor, Claude Code, and more. And if you want to go even deeper, you can pair it with the Firebase MCP server, which gives your AI agent direct programmatic access to your actual Firebase project. That combination, agent skills plus MCP, is basically a full agentic Firebase workflow. Your AI writes the right code and can interact with your project directly. That's the most powerful setup right now. Let me make this concrete with a real example, because this is where it really clicks. Let's say you're building a back end for the AI Profit Boardroom. You want a member portal where people can sign up, log in, and access community content. Pretty standard setup, but get it wrong and you've got security holes, broken auth flows, and a bad experience for your members. Old way, you'd paste Firebase auth docs into your AI, ask it to write the setup, get something half-baked, spend an hour fixing it, repeat. New way, you open Cursor or Gemini CLI, you type something like set up Firebase authentication with email and Google sign-in for the AI Profit Boardroom member portal, and add Firestore security rules so only logged in members can read their own profile data. The agent sees it's a Firebase auth and Firestore task. It loads the auth skill and the Firestore skill. It writes the full implementation, correct, secure, ready to ship, first try.
Now, let's say you want to extend it. You want to store member progress through the AI Profit Boardroom courses, track which content they've completed, and let them post in the community feed. You prompt, build a Firestore database structure for the AI Profit Boardroom that stores member profiles, course progress, and community posts. Make sure the security rules only allow members to write their own data and read community posts. The Firestore skill loads up, gives your AI everything it needs to know about structuring collections, writing efficient queries, and setting rules that actually protect your data. Out comes a clean, well-structured database setup that you'd have spent hours researching and debugging manually. That's what this feels like in practice, and you describe what you're building. The agent handles the Firebase expertise, you focus on the product.
Let's zoom out and talk about why this matters at a business level, because the implications go beyond just saving a bit of time on a coding task. Token costs are real. If you're running any kind of AI-assisted development, whether that's building your own tools, creating client projects, or scaling a platform, the cost of tokens adds up fast. Progressive disclosure cuts that cost dramatically. Instead of 10,000 tokens per Firebase interaction, you might be using 500. If you're doing dozens of these tasks every week, that's a completely different cost structure over a month or a year.
Beyond cost, there's quality. Hallucinated code in a production app is a serious problem. A wrong security rule in Firestore can expose user data. A broken auth flow means users can't log in. These aren't just annoying bugs, they're business-critical failures. Agent skills eliminates that class of error. because the AI is working from accurate, structured, best practice instructions rather than trying to reconstruct Firebase knowledge from incomplete context. You ship faster, you ship better, and you don't have to spend half your time cleaning up after your AI. And for teams that aren't full of senior developers, agencies, no-code builders, small startups, this levels the playing field massively. You don't need to be a Firebase expert to build a secure, scalable Firebase app anymore. Your AI becomes the expert. You just need to know what you want to build.
A couple of honest notes before you go and install this. Agent Skills is still experimental. It's not fully GA yet, and the initial rollout is US focused. That said, it's working right now, and plenty of people are already using it in real projects. My advice, get in early, learn this before it becomes the default way everyone works. The people who adopt these tools early always have an edge. Also, the source is fully open on GitHub at github.com, Firebase at skills. If you want to go deep, customize a skill, or even contribute to the project, it's all there. That is the full breakdown on Firebase Agent Skills. Smarter AI, fewer tokens, better code, faster shipping. If you're building anything on Firebase right now, go run that install command today. This is genuinely one of those updates that makes your workflow better immediately. And if you want to stay on top of every update like this and learn exactly how to apply these tools inside your business, come join the AI Profit Boardroom.